The latest Morgan Stanley report explains how India has transformed in less than a decade. My colleague Sakshi Bajaj gets us the details.
This India is different from what it was in 2013. Sounds like something you often discuss with family and friends. Well, that's exactly what the latest Morgan Stanley report suggests as well. In fact, it highlights the 10 big changes and also explains how India has transformed in less than a decade. The first big reform the report credits is supply-side policy reforms. Remember, there has been intense clarity and a simplification process there. The second big change highlighted in the report is the formalization of the economy. Now remember, the implementation of GST and rising digital payment systems encouraged the formalization of India's economy at a much faster pace. The Real Estate Regulation and Development Act has boosted transparency and investments in the real estate industry, and digitalization of social transfers and the ease with which the transfers can now directly reach the beneficiaries is the fourth big significant change for India. The fifth big change, the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, has offered a time-bound and efficient process for resolving insolvency and bankruptcy. Now, flexible inflation targeting is the next big change mentioned in the report. Remember, the Reserve Bank of India adopted flexible inflation targeting as a framework, thereby giving flexibility to the RBI to focus on growth without undermining its inflation control objective altogether. India's focus on economic growth also gave rise to the FDI opportunity, and therefore focus on FDI is the seventh biggest change. That is one of the reasons India has transformed in less than a decade. India's 401k movement refers to provident fund and pension fund holders being allowed to invest in equities, and the boost in domestic inflows into equities as a result of this is also a significant change mentioned in the report. Now, lastly, the report cites government support for corporate profits and, of course, MNC sentiment being at a multi-year high, also helping India transform in less than a decade.